I declare this extraordinary meeting of Wingecarribee Shire Council on the 30th of August 2021 open. Acknowledgement of country. Wingecarribee Shire Council acknowledge that the Gundungurra and Tharawal people, as the traditional custodians of this land we now call Wingecarribee Shire. I pay my respect to elders both past, present and emerging. I would also like to extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who may be watching this today. The prayer. Let us meet in this council chamber in the spirit of fellowship and goodwill to represent all members of the community in its cultural and religious diversity, to be honest and objective in all our deliberations, to respect the view of residents, the rights of all to express their opinions without fear or favour, and to make decisions for the common good of the community. Obviously, there are no apologies. General Manager, declarations of interest.
None, Mr. May.
Thank you. This will be a relatively short meeting today. I have a minute to update the community on a number of things. I'm pleased to advise that following a highly competitive process, the General Manager has secured 3 experienced and highly qualified professionals for the roles of Director, Corporate Strategy and Resourcing, Director, Communities and Place, and Director, Service and Delivery. As provided under the New South Wales Office of Local Government Circular 2122, updated guidance on the appointment and dismissal of senior staff, which was released on the 10th of August, the General Manager consulted me on the 26th of August of her intention to appoint candidates into the 3 roles. Following this consultation, the 3 candidates were formally offered the roles and subsequently advised of their acceptances. The appointed directors are Director, Corporate Strategy and Resourcing, Ms. Carmel Foster, Director, Communities and Place, Mr. Jeff King, and Director, Service and Project Delivery, Ms. Karen Targa. While I have not met the new directors, I am confident that the General Manager now has the nucleus of a strong team to take the Shire's administration forward in the best interests of the community. I table the memo from the General Manager, providing more details of the recruitment processes and the appointments. Residents continue to contact me about the use of council's facilities, including complexity, transparency, and generally getting a fair go for all residents. Liability and risk, completion of necessary agreements, and on occasion simply being told no by village committees and council staff of all matters that have been raised. In relation to villages, this is a delicate matter, as hard-working volunteers give many hours to manage and improve their communities, but they also complain about the complexity of dealing with the council's administration. Also raised is the need to complete DA applications for such a simple thing as a car boot sale in a local reserve. Whilst this is a state government requirement, the General Manager has assured me that staff are looking to make the process easier while complying with the statutory obligations, in particular fire and traffic safety matters. Many village and township halls are not owned by council, and some are run by council delegated committees. Council-owned facilities should be available to all on an equal basis with a common Shire-wide policy. And in my view, council must take responsibility for risk, financial and maintenance matters. And I have asked the General Manager to arrange a review in consultation with both committees and hirers to make management and hiring of facilities equitable and easier. In my minute of the meeting on 28 July, I tabled the Dave Owens report on Council's response to the 2019-2020 bushfires and requested that a report and its recommendations should be subject to a formal response by the General Manager as soon as possible, and that an external person or a new senior employee should have carriage, as some aspects may be worthy of further interrogation. The General Manager has engaged Ms. Leanne Barnes as the Bushfire Recovery Project facilitator to progress this important project over the coming months. I table a memo from the General Manager providing further details of this work. Ms. Barnes has been engaged for a period of 3 months to work through all recommendations, ensuring a comprehensive plan with identified outcomes and strategies is developed in consultation with the community, and a final draft report and plan will be presented to Council by the end of the year. I also note in the General Manager's memo that the New South Wales State Coroner is conducting a series of coronial inquests and inquiries relating to the 2019-2020 bushfire season. While there have already been a number of reviews and inquiries into the 2019-2020 Black Summer bushfires more broadly, this inquiry seeks to look at the effects of individual fires rather than the broad themes covered by previous reviews. It is acknowledged that it can be traumatic for people to recall or recount their experiences. However, inquiries like this provide the opportunity for governments and agencies to learn from the past and ensure that we are better prepared for the future. The inquiry commenced with an opening address in the Coroner's Court, Lidcombe, on 25 August. Public hearings will be conducted at various locations, including Queanbeyan Local Court, from September 20 to October 1. Anyone needing additional support during this time is encouraged to contact the mental health line on 1800 011 511 and ask to be referred to a bushfire recovery clinician. This support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Correspondence has recently been received from the Country Mayors Association inviting Council to become a member. This association was established to further the interests of regional and country areas in New South Wales by being an effective voice and forum for country New South Wales mayors. The association acts as a lobby group pursuing the interests of rural councils and makes submissions to LG New South Wales, ministers, government departments and agencies on its members' behalf. The association does not work against the interests of LG New South Wales, but works closely with that association. In my short time at this council, I've taken the view that it appears to be isolationist. I've discussed council joining the association with the General Manager, and we agree that as part of the reinvigoration of council and being seen and working with the sector, we should invest in the membership fee of $750, and I recommend accordingly. Membership involves 4 meetings per annum, usually held in Parliament House, Sydney. In my minute to the meeting on 11 August, I asked the General Manager for a detailed report in relation to the Civic Centre project. The General Manager has engaged Mr. Norm Smith, an independent auditor with extensive experience in such matters, to review the project, including the project plan, scope, budget, including variations, and the procurement and approval processes associated with the entire project. Once completed, a report will be provided to Council, setting out the findings arising out of the review and recommendations to be used by Council to improve the management of projects, including, but not limited to, governance and approval processes, procurement processes, and overall management of the project. That concludes the minute. I would move that the minute be received and noted and the recommendation contained therein be adopted. and declare that carried. There is no further business, General Manager.
No, Mr May.
Accordingly, I declare the meeting